Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, whatever it is where you live. My name is Eileen Hull, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. We're going to make this fun little leather pouch, really quick and easy. And with us today, we have Marty, our manufacturer. So
Hello.
she is going to be moderating. So if you guys have any questions about products or anything, or if you have a question and I'm talking and you can't get my attention, just Marty will shout that out to me. And oh, wow, I get to see you guys. Some of you. Oh, this is exciting. Well, good to see everybody. Good morning, Cynthia. Anne, hey, good to see. I didn't know that I'd get to see you, so that's even better. Okay, well, I think what I'm going to do, let me just tell you a little bit about who I am if you don't know me. My name's Eileen Hull. I design dies for Sizzix, actually, and I am just a regular crafter. I'm not necessarily a leather worker by profession or anything. I just do it for fun. But because I design dies, it works really well because I like to try different materials with my dies. Normally I work with paper and mat board, but the dies will work really well with leather because they're called scoreboards. So they're different kind of die. They're not your thin ones. There's the steel rule. So they will cut and score thick material like this. But this is just a piece that I found at Michael's. And we're just going to take this piece that you can buy right hanging on the store, and we're going to cut it and, you know, make like a little template. And then we're going to stitch it up, punch some holes, and we're going to make this little pouch, hopefully in an hour or 45 minutes if I don't talk too much. So anything else, Marty? What else do we need to say?
That's all, really. I'm here to represent the leather manufacturing end for the Artminds leather products, and we're excited to have Eileen work with us and show us some fun things to do with leather. You have people coming in from South Florida, North Virginia, Eastern Iowa,
Cool.
a little
All
bit
right.
of everything.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Who has worked with leather before? Anybody? Raise your hand. Yeah? I think there's a little button where you can raise your hand, just so we know. How many people are afraid of working with leather? Anybody? I was. I'm going to be honest. I happened to go to a store one time and they were doing this class and I walked in on it and it was just like this leather class, how to make this little tray. And until then, I kind of thought, well, leather is an expensive material and I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm not sure I would do it right. And I just kind of avoided it. But then after I made it and saw, you know, a lot of the things we can use with our crafting tools that are not necessarily leather tools, but like your crocodile, that will work. And a lot of the things you're probably going to use, you already have on hand. So basically it's just buying a piece of leather and trying it out. Now, the one thing about leather is that it's an organic material. So all of the, each leather, it kind of has its own personality because it was a living thing. And so you might find a piece of leather that maybe, you know, a fly bit it, there's a hole in there, or, you know, there's a brand on it or something. And to me, that makes it even more cool and individual and makes me want to experiment with it to see exactly what I can do with it. So now this is beautiful. And my eye went to it because if you know me, you know what my favorite color is, that beautiful aqua turquoise. So this is embossed and really, really pretty. Felt like you didn't have to do too much to it. So I had been talking with Marty about working with their leather. And so I just grabbed this right off the Michael's shelf, brought it home, and she said, well, would you like to teach class? I said, yeah. So I just took it, and I think maybe we can go face down, and that's going to be a challenge because I'm bringing my mic down. Felicia, if you could, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Felicia. I have all this stuff here. Wait, I have to bring this camera down so you can see it a little bit better.
So while you're doing that, there are a lot of people that have commented, never worked with leather before, afraid to work with leather, wasn't sure what I could do with leather. So this will be good.
And you're in the right place. If I can figure this thing out here. All right.
And someone commented, it's great that we can learn a new craft with ready-made components.
Good.
That was from Maryland.
I love that too, because I have so many supplies, and especially with the pandemic, you know, it's like we've all been sitting around in our rooms. We're, you know, wanting to try something new that now that we can get out and maybe get some, well, we had this beforehand. All right. Well, I don't know. That's not perfect, but let's see. Maybe that's a little better. All right. Well,
that looks good.
Stand is not there. This is going to make me crazy, but maybe I can tilt it that way a little. Sorry, guys. The joys of live crafting. Okay. So, oh no, that's going to make me nuts. Everybody's going, stop right there. Okay, we have it. Okay, so basically what I did when I got home from the store was I took my piece of leather. Now this is a really nice weight. It's sturdy, but it's not too sturdy where you can't work with it. And it just feels good. So I took it out and I thought, what do I want to make with this? Well, what about just like a little coin purse for starters? Because honestly, I'm not the best with the stitching. So I thought, let me just try something easy with straight seams and, you know, like something you would sew. And I already had some of these hitch fasteners. I had elastic and I used a couple different things to stitch it up, and I'll show you those as we get going. But basically the first thing I thought was, let me make a template so I don't line things up crooked or, you know, so I just took a piece of paper and I cut it the shape of this, and then I just trimmed off 2 little triangles here and here, 3, and I cut my leather to that size. Okay, so that's easy enough. Now you can use shears. You might need a pretty sturdy set of cutters here. You might have leather scissors. These are just Fiskars. These are pretty heavy duty. These were given to me by my friend Lisa. And I thought these work great for the leather. So you don't have to buy special ones. This is the other tool. And this I really did like because I had some hole punches, which will work. I mean, your crocodile will work. But this one is cool because you can dial. I don't know if you can see these different sizes here, but you can dial that up and drill or punch different size holes in the leather. So I'm just going to poke that out because they do get built up in there. So that's what I'm going to use to punch my holes in the leather. Now the other thing that I used, and this is, you can find this in Michael's or anywhere, this is just plastic canvas. And so I had a piece of this and I just made a little template out of that for where I want to do my stitching, and I'm just going to mark it. Now there are other tools that you can use, but I was kind of going for things that you might have in your stash already, because you know some people are, it's a hard time. So this way you can, all you have to buy basically is the leather. So I cut it to this size, and then I'm just going to make my flap and fold it over, and we'll punch a hole to do 2 little elastic things there, and we'll be good to go. So this is the part that takes the longest. So this is where we can chat. What I did was I first went ahead and marked this. So I'm going to just take this here, and with my pen, I'm just going to make a mark on my leather. It would be easier to see inside, but I like to punch from the front because it just looks nicer. I'm going to do the front first, and then we'll fold it over. So I have this kind of where I want it, and I can even take this off now because I was just doing that to show how to poke the holes. Actually, I have one that's already poked. So I'm just going to lay this on here and line it up and just make some holes and maybe check this and make sure that's okay. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to go through here. You can make whatever size holes you want. I just spaced them with the plastic canvas and they seem to work fine.
Eileen, someone is asking, what is the black thing in the back made of? I'm assuming the board that you're working on.
That is, it's a piece of foam. In case I was thinking about poking holes first, and I might do that because it kind of gives you, I'm afraid that on here, you know, because there's a lot going on in the pattern, I won't see the black the markers that I just made. So I was thinking, well, let me just go ahead and poke a hole and I should be able to see that. So I'll do that.
Someone was asking where the template for the leather is and what are the dimensions of the mesh square.
Oh, okay.
Basically, that piece of leather comes from Michael's in that size that she's showing, and she just did a fold over and
yeah, 3.5 by 9. Yeah, so I just cut this 3.5 square because I figured out, okay, if I want to give someone a gift card or something, that will fit inside. But you could, you know, you could cut it, fold it up to whatever shape you like. You know, if you wanted to do it like that and make it shorter, it's however you want to, you know, whatever you're going to do with it. So so see, now we can see vaguely these marks back here, but that should help me when I put it in the light, I can see those marks. All right, so I'm just gonna hopefully line that back up again. Should have taped that on there. Well, if it's a little off, it doesn't matter because I'm just stitching up the other side. And when you're done, you can't really see the marks of the lines of stitching. So I'll just go through and poke these. And this is not necessary. This just helps me to see. If you're working on a light leather, it's not going to matter. So don't worry about it. Just do the easiest thing that makes sense for you. And that's like with any crafting. Just try stuff. You know, what's it gonna, it doesn't hurt to try stuff. So I'm just gonna go through now and I see where all these holes are and I'm gonna punch holes. Now I might do, there's 5 choices here. I'm gonna start with the middle and see how that looks. My needle is pretty thick. Yeah, that looks good. I might not even need to have, I mean, that die pick might have even worked, but this one feels so nice when you poke it, when you punch it. And you can see it's going through.
Let's see, the hole punch.
Yes.
Someone's asking what's your love that leather punch. Does Michael's carry that? Can you get the hole punch at Michael's? What is the punch called?
Here it is. I think they have it. I'm not sure if that's in their inventory, but that it is made by your company. You guys sent that to me and I love it.
Yes. So, I'm trying to think if Michael's carries that one. But there are other punches in the craft department that would work for this. It's not a hand punch like that. That makes that small of a hole, but there are leather punches in that department that you can dial the size.
Yeah, that's cool.
That are actually sold under the Artminds brand.
Oh, okay. So it might be in another department, or it is in the leather, or
not this particular punch. Okay. But they have like 3 different punches, I believe, in their craft department that have a dial on them where you can actually punch the small hole.
Handy. It just feels nice, you know, going into the leather. But I know, sorry, this is the most tedious part here, but I kind of wanted to do some step outs, but then it's like, well, you have to cut it, you have to punch it, you have to sew it. All right, I think we're done there. So then I'm going to fold that over and I'm just going to punch through again because we've already done our pilot hole here. And you just have to give a little bit more pressure, but you want to line up these holes so that, you know, you can stitch through the front and back. And now that was another thing, the needles. I used a tapestry needle to stitch it, and I had some, I think it's real leather. It's like a, what do you call that? Where is my thing? I don't want to lose track here, but it's like a waxed linen cord. But for the sake of the video, I picked one that kind of went through, that I didn't have to work with it. And honestly, my fingers are so sore from the weather. I couldn't poke it through the, it was hard to pull through my needle. So I switched gears and tried something else.
And they have some needles in their craft department too that work well with the, did you use the wax thread for this?
I did on this one. Where is it?
Okay. Yeah, they have some needles that work well with the wax thread in the Artminds department.
Okay, I probably didn't have the right stuff, but you know, basic thing is give it a try and try with stuff you have. And if you really like it, you can always go get the more, you know, specific tools. You'd be amazed at what you can do with basic stuff, but you do need the leather. But if you like to stitch or just make anything, especially these make great books. Leather makes really nice covers because, you know, a lot of people like to make them out of paper, including me. I'm a big fan of mat board and I love it, but you know, the leather is that just gets better and better the older it is and the more you use it. You know, your hands, the oils from your hands will just make it even better than it was to start. Yeah, this is the wax thread. Sorry, Marty, I was punching and I couldn't concentrate there.
Oh, that's okay. Let's
Yeah.
see. Someone was asking, let's see, are you punching through both layers at once?
Yeah, I went ahead and punched these first, and then I put it together and I punched another set of holes so that they all line up. So now there's two ways, there's a couple ways you can stitch this up. You can use 2 needles, which is kind of fun, but I'm not that good at it. And I thought maybe I shouldn't do that on this video, but you can do that. So what you do is you would take both needles and thread them kind of into the middle. Can I do them all? It's hard to see. So you would take, oh, maybe we could give this a try. So you take these 2 needles and it's just faster. It's like doing a stitch 2 at a time. I mean, you do have to crisscross your threads. Okay, so see, we have, I'll pull this up a little bit. So we have 2 needles and we have, now this is a thread. This is not the wax linen. This is a looser, or like a, not a rug button thread. I'm not sure what it is. Somebody gave it to me and it felt really nice and it was easy to manipulate. And so I thought, you know, for this, I might use this to show, oh, let's just go ahead and try it. We could do it on this side. If it doesn't work, we'll do another stitch on the other side. And the end result is going to be the same. So you won't know which was done where, hopefully. All right, so I'm just threading it in from the back. All right, you know what? Maybe we could plan A, which is do the 1 stitch. It just takes longer. So I was hoping we could zip through this, but you know. So then I would do tie a knot at the end here. So has anybody else tried this? You know, you start with something and then you're like, nope, that's not going to work. Try something else. It's the story of my life. Especially this year. You can't win. All right.
All the time. That's how we learn, somebody said.
That's true. Thank you, whoever that was. See, I haven't been looking in the chat.
You're not supposed to be. I'm supposed to do that for you.
All right. I know, but it's nice to see the names that I know. That's very encouraging. And thanks to everybody who came and watched. I was saying that I was asking if it was okay to mention that, well, first of all, this will be recorded. So if you missed it or you came in late, you can always go on YouTube on probably Monday and watch this recording. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my needle, I've tied a knot in the back at the end, and I'm going to start in between these two so that this doesn't show the knot. And then,
Someone said, Eileen, I love your tutorials.
oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Flexibility is the key to success. Hooray for you to admit that you have to pivot too.
Yeah. Oh, I have a problem admitting that. All right. Then you're just kind of matching up the holes here. So we'll just do this and stitch it up this way. It's just you want to fill in all the holes is the main thing to remember. I'm trying to go back.
Someone's asking what the scissors are that
The scissors that I use to cut the leather, they're Fiskars, nice and sturdy. They worked really well. Yeah, but anything that would cut thick material, you're good. I mean, I wouldn't use your fabric scissors. If my kids did that, I would kill them, but you know, yell at them.
Our tablet says, hi, Eileen, you are fantastic. Took your classes in Orlando. Hope you do more classes here.
Oh, thank you. Well, I would like to. Let's see if we can make this pouch and see if I'm invited back. That would be nice.
All right. Someone's asking, can you use a silhouette or Cricut? On leather, I'm assuming they're speaking, and yes, you can.
Well, a silhouette and Cricut are, it would depend on your, you know, I work for Sizzix. I don't have one, but from what I understand, there are models that will cut leather. I don't have one, so I can't really say, but I have heard that. I like to use the manual machines because, well, first of all, I teach and I have a little trailer and I travel around the country in the old days. And, you know, I couldn't always depend on electricity being available for the number of machines I had. So I don't know, I just kind of got used to the old school Sizzix Big Shot. And that's what I use for most of my things, because I do use the heavy duty dies and those need the machine. They won't go through the Cricut and Silhouette. Those are like electronic. So that one, I think I missed a hole there, but I'm just kind of forcing it through and it's going. So let me.
Ann Savage says, this is terrific. I'm working along with you, just so everyone knows. I'm sure Eileen will talk about it a little bit later, but you can go back to Michael's and watch this video again if you need to slow it down and take a closer look.
Yeah. So what I did was I went down with like a running stitch down one way. Wait, let me move over here. I need to look at the camera. And now I'm just going back and matching up and filling in those holes. So I'm going to do that on both sides. I don't know if I'm going to get to that. Oh, the other thing that we need to do is we need to punch the holes for our little catch. So I'm going to do that after I finish stitching this up because I don't want it to get closed in and then it's too hard to get in there with my hole punch. So I'm just going to match up the holes. This going back is easy. It's forging the way with your first pass. But this is pretty easy. I think you'll agree, guys. This is not anything too intimidating. And I mean, in the end, you're going to have this fun little pouch. So does anybody feel like they might be a little braver to try leather? Well, we might be doing some stuff. I have a group on Facebook called the Eileen Hall Fan Club, and we may be doing some more leather in there, hopefully. I've done a couple videos and I really like working with it, so. All right, now I'm just gonna make a knot here.
Someone says this pouch would be great to keep my Metro Rail card in.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to trim that off. And I think I have enough for my next.
Stacy said she's ready to try working with leather now.
All right. My job is done. We have to convert the world. No, I mean, I love paper. Don't get me wrong. But this is kind of a new thing for me. And you know how you get into a new craft and it's just so exciting and you just want to try everything with it and experiment. And I do, if we have time, I want to show you how you can emboss leather on your die cut machine. So, and all right, so we need to punch our holes first. Okay, for this one, this is this product right here. It's a little hitch.
Button stud?
Yes, a stud. Thank you. So the way it works, I'm using other craft terms. There are two pieces to it. So one goes in from the back, and then you just screw this on top. And then I used this little elastic piece to latch in there. So I'm just going to punch a hole for it. For that, I am going to use my crocodile on my smallest setting, or the smaller hole setting. All right, and you're going to do that fairly close to the bottom of you do that right in this middle part here, and do it pretty close to the notch there, where it meets.
Okay, someone has come up with the idea to use that pouch for their ear pods, which is a great idea.
Perfect.
Someone said great for cards, which makes me think that maybe gift cards. That way you got two gifts in one.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You know, because gift cards, they're good, but I mean, I always feel so impersonal when I send them. And if you can give them in a really cool little folder, you know, that's impressive. And then you have to say, you know, I made that. I made these little things for my daughters last year. I have 3 daughters and a daughter-in-law. And so I spent a lot of time making these little leather gift card. Oh, I think I have one. I'll show you in a little bit. And I just want to write on the card, you know, I made these, so don't throw them out. You know, these are real leather. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball here a couple spots where I want to punch a hole for my elastic to go. In fact, I might put that on there right now because it's kind of easier to manipulate it before you sew up the whole thing, especially with
Jella bought supplies and she is ready to use them.
All right.
Now that she's seen this.
Yay.
Someone uses this for business cards and restaurant gift cards to keep them all in one place.
Right. And you know, last night I was looking at this and I was thinking, you could put a split ring on here right on the corner and just put that on your keychain, you know, and have your debit card or a little, you know, a couple dollars or something. So
here's a great idea: bridesmaids and groomsmen's gifts.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect. All right, so let me just show you another thing. This does not, the throat here, it would go in, well, maybe it would work, but instead I just took my die pick and I'm making a hole here and here. So, you know, another, not a mistake, but because it never would have fit in there even if I did it. So you just have to use the tools that you have on hand. And so this elastic is nice and thin. So I might have to make that, let me see if maybe I can reach it here just to make that hold. No, wrong way. Yeah, I love all these ideas. All right, that one.
Does the hole punch you're using work for paper? I would think that, yes, it would work on paper.
It probably would. All right, so we're just gonna, might have to wiggle this around a little bit to make it go through. But that's a good thing about leather too. If you did that with paper, forget it. It would tear. With this stuff, it's like, that is going nowhere. This is some nice, long lasting, just good quality material.
What kind of die pick are you using?
This is a Sizzix die pick, but any of them would work that's pointy. Or even, yeah, that's probably, it should be metal. Because this is pretty thick to get through. Okay. And then we'll just do a little, not here. You probably ought to see how much. I'm not going to leave a lot of slack here. This is where.
Someone is asking what other leathers are available.
Oh, I have.
We'll try to put a link on here where you can see the Michaels leathers online. But they have quite a few leathers in this size and in 8.5 by 11 sizes.
This is
now
the.
Those
aren't they pretty? Ah. Oh, I'm looking up here. I see Anne and Caroline, and I probably could see more. I'd have to advance my screen, but I don't want to get too technical.
Oh, so Caroline's using this in her car glove box for car insurance and card registration.
Oh, that's a great idea. Jeez.
Backpacks holding the lunch cards for kids.
Oh, cute. Yeah, and I bet if you put that little ring on it, you could attach that so they don't lose it. All right, so I'm just going to stitch up this other side and we're done. So let's see how fast I can.
Someone is asking how thick that particular piece of leather is. I believe that's 2 to 3 ounce.
Yeah, that's about what it feels.
Probably closer to 2.
Yeah, it's pretty, well, yeah, 2 to 3, I would say. It's nice. It's a good weight. It feels substantial, but not too thick. You know how you get the Veg Tan leather and it's just a little more rigid, or, you know, I mean, that's the thing. Each piece of leather has its own qualities, and you just have to try different kinds. Now, one thing I was going to say, when I was working with this, I took this little scrap of leather and I, you know, because you don't want to ruin this whole piece. So if you're trying anything, take your tools and, you know, try them before and see and make sure that they work before you go ahead and use your big piece. Not that you'd mess it up, but, you know, there's always that risk. And then you would put a bird on it or a flower or a butterfly and cover it up and say, that is an embellishment and I meant to do that.
Eileen Sue says that you're causing her to spend her stimulus check on leather and other goods at Michael's.
Very sorry, not sorry, but you know what? It will come back to you. Your peace of mind and your sanity will be, you'll have that instead.
Someone asked, how would you know how many ounces a piece of leather is? There is a calibrator machine that you can actually stamp onto the leather to measure the thickness, which tells you it converts it to ounces.
Thickness, right, Marty?
Excuse me?
It's like how thick it is. I mean, it's like a measurement though.
Yes, it's a gauge.
I have a gadget that you slide it into the leather and it stops where its thickness is and tells you. I mean, it's a very simple thing, but the way I can know is just because I've worked with die cutting for so long that I know that in order to use that to the best use in my die cut machine, it should be about 3 to 4 ounces. So this is right in there. I think I'm gonna.
Someone asked how thick the leather has to be for the Sizzix machine.
Yeah, that's just what I was talking about.
Okay.
To be used with a what do you call it? A steel rule die, like one that looks like this. You know, this is like a little book. This is one of my dies. It's called the Tiny Book. So I would lay my piece of leather on here and cut. In order to do that, you'd want like a 3 to 4 ounce thickness of leather. Now it's going to cut around the outside. It just may not have the score line. So if you have a steel rule die, you can cut up to pretty thick stuff. But the thing I would say is you roll it through the machine. If it doesn't want to go, don't make it. It's too thick. So you just kind of have to be sensible with what you try. Not that I do that because I always push the limits, but it's kind of my job.
And then someone's asking, would you advise using a sewing machine for the sides? That would
Oh.
depend on the needle and the motor of your sewing machine.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, there are sewing machines that are capable of sewing through leather.
Yeah, I have one. It's an old one. It's a 1951 Singer. It does one stitch. It's a straight stitch, but I have sewn leather and no problem. But if I had a Bernina that was, you know, $3,000, I probably wouldn't do that. So you just have to be careful.
Use 2 pieces of leather to make an iPhone bag, someone's comment was, which sure, you can do that.
Use 2 pieces of leather to what?
To make an iPhone bag.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
stitch it up the side and
right,
flap it over
yeah.
like you're doing. And that would work.
That would be so pretty. Yeah, you'd probably have to go. I'm trying to think. I'm holding it right up to my iPhone. It would be close, but you know, you could put in like a little gusset or something too if you had to.
Or buy the bigger 8.5 by 11 piece.
8.5 by 11, fold it over, and then just, you know, into the back and just stitch up the back.
There's our next project.
That's a great idea, really. Who doesn't need a...
Let's see, those little bits you cut off would make earrings with a hole punched in the top.
Oh, all right. We're going to another level here. You guys. Yeah. We have classes for the next 10 years. Just what we did today. All right, I'm just going to put an extra stitch in here and we are done. I mean, how easy was that? You know, you could knock these out, really. You could cut them all and then sit and watch Netflix and just stitch them up. Isn't that adorable? So now this one is a little bit smaller, but it's still going to hold my gift card. So you can see how you can just make them to whatever size you want.
Awesome.
There we go. All right, so let me show you some samples to get you even more
excited
stuff and spend more money. Well, no, that's the thing. The main thing that you would probably want is the leather, because you've got a lot of the tools, I bet, in your stash. So let me just show you a couple more things. Like I said, I made this little tray, and that I was really excited about that. And that was just one piece of leather that you bend up. Let me get my samples here. All right, we've got some all different things. Now, if you have scraps, I mean, all you need is a little strip of leather and some rivets, and you can make a nice little keychain. I did that for all the guys in the family that we had at Christmas time, and they were so fast to do. That was a nice, really pretty leather. That's
a good groom's gift too.
Yeah, wow. That would be. Oh yeah, and you can personalize it. You know, they have the stamps, the leather stamps. This one I did an E, and I did have to go in with a marker and just kind of fill that in a little, but
let's see, someone said, are you going to be showing embossing on the Sizzix tool or just the end result?
Sure. Yeah.
Seeing examples of how to emboss would be awesome, someone said.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
We have about 20 minutes.
Oh, we have plenty of time. Okay. Oh, don't get me started, Marty. All right.
I'm not trying to rush you through anything.
No, I mean, if we have time, I really thought that would take more time to stitch it up. So let's just go ahead. I mean, if you've got a big shot. All right, well, here's that die I was showing you. This is the tiny book. So here is a piece of leather. Now this was just a scrap that I had that I cut because I know that this embosses really well. And if we're talking about embossing, there are a few things that you need to think about. You definitely want to test it before you try embossing it. If it doesn't work, what's going to happen is you'll roll it through or you'll run it through with your embossing folder, which I'm talking about a folder like this. This is one of my older ones. And it may hold the shape and it may kind of relax after a couple days. You're not going to ruin it, but some just give better impressions than others. So this is, I don't even know. I bought this somewhere. I don't know where I got it, but it's a really nice one that embosses well. So first thing, I'm just going to cut this. And this is a big shot. If anybody wants to see, go over to Eileen Hall Fan Club on Facebook and you can join our group, or go to my page, Eileen Hall Designs. I do Facebook Lives twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday, and we usually do a project, and you can see more about the Sizzix stuff. But this here, now look at that. We ran it through. We've got a little book. This is so much fun. So let's emboss it, because this is the best. So impressive and so easy, which we all love. All right, where's my spray bottle?
Diane says the leather stamping tools are easy to use. I emboss my leather with an embossing folder on the big kick. Wet the leather first, which normally if you have like a Veg Tan leather that's not quite as soft as the one that you're using right now, then you definitely want to wet it.
Right, the Veg Tan leather works the best, I think. All right, here's my little spray bottle. So I'm just going to give this a couple sprays. And I do front and back, and I'm not sure why this works, but it really, when you see how it looks when you don't add the water and when you do, it's just night and day. It's just so much better. So you can use your 3D embossing folders. This is just an older one that I had, but it fits right in here, and I'm gonna run this through. So I'm just setting it inside my folder, closing it up. I've got my, this is the platform, you know, from Sizzix. I'm going to put that down and then just add another cutting pad on top, and I'm going to roll it through. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Oh, let's see. Now this one, you know what? I'm going to add instead, because that did not have enough resistance for me, and I don't think that's going to give a great impression. So I'm going to keep it in the folder, and I'm going to bump this up with another embossing, or a regular acrylic plate. So let's try this.
Put more pressure on it, correct?
Right. You want to feel the pressure, not so much that it won't go through, but you definitely will use your muscles on this one. But wait until you see the difference. Or, well, you won't see the difference, but you'll see how cool it is when you take it out. Hopefully I didn't go off track here. But you ready? Check this out. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, you've got this adorable little book in like 10 seconds. I mean, it's so pretty. You know, I was thinking if you had a little wax, you could add that on there. That would just be really pretty, or around the edges. And then take your little papers and, you know, just make a little book inside, stitch it in, or put elastic around the edge. Let me show you some samples, because I do have, I think I have a couple little books to show. This is what it looks like a couple different ways. All right, this is the same die that we just used. This one I embossed and I added some ink on it, and I just added in a couple little signatures here, tied it in because I thought it was kind of natural looking to use the twine, you know. So there's a cute little book that you could give out. This one is a mini junk journal, which is like a little Christmas, you know, that's me. That's me on the sled. Probably torturing my sister. If you like to letter or anything, you know, books are just such a great way to express all of your creativity. You can put everything inside. You like to letter, you like to stencil, you like to stamp. All of these things can go in a book, and you can add all your little fun charms and ribbons. Here's another one. Now this one, I took a Thinlits die, which is a different kind of, it's not a folder. It's like one of your metal dies that you buy. You can use that to impress on leather. So that's how I did that one, and just added some vintage book pages. And this is the charm that came on that little book. And then this one, it was interesting because I did it and then realized, oh, I did it the wrong way. I put the folder, I reversed it on the folder, but then I really like the look of the rough side as the cover. You know, I like them both, but it's just, there's so much dimension, and they're just fun to feel them. I don't know how else to say it, but so that's a couple little books, but you can also do larger ones. Now this one I thought was just beautiful. This is a 3D folder. I think it's Tim Holtz folder from Sizzix. And this is a piece of leather. This is the same pink right here. And I did it the same way, but I backed it with some like tweed fabric, and it gives it a little sturdiness and just, I don't know, it just feels really solid and nice and soft. And this is what I mean by, you know, it doesn't have the same feel as paper. It's just really, really pretty. And you could ink that or gild it or, you know, do whatever you like. There's also bigger ones, you know, you could do something like this and make, you know, this is actually I got this at Michael's. I just saw these on clearance, and they have these little books, so you can do your traveler's notebooks. Everybody's making books these days, you know, so you put your elastic in there, and and when you're done with the book, you just take it out and put in another one. So these are great. What else do we have here?
Someone says make a bookmark with a pretty string of beads at the end of your books.
Oh, that would be, you know what? That's what I need to do, because this is one that I made, and the strand of beads would be beautiful. That's that same folder as that one, but on a different kind. And this one I put some craft text behind it, just to see how that would be. So it's a lot of experimenting, because even on one piece of leather that you get, it may have different depths because it's organic, and you know, maybe the skin was, you know, thinner at some spot. I don't know, but you know, to me, that's the beauty of working with leather, that it is all different, and you're never going to get the same result. So if you like,
leather lasts forever.
but the one thing is though, if you like leather, if you like perfect projects, this may not be the thing for you, just because you can't ever predict. But to me, that's the fun of it, because you can't ever predict, and it could be really amazing, you know. The other thing that you can make are these little tassels, and these are really fun. You just need a pair of scissors, and you cut them and just wrap them. These are nice to put on bags or, you know, keychains, and each one is different because each one is different. Each leather is different, the way it drapes, like this one. Now I think this is one of yours, Marty. Look at how that's kind of nice and flexible, and this one is a little stiffer, but you know, they're all good.
Zipper pulls, someone said. Can we go back to your journal? Someone's asking, how do you keep the fabric liner from raveling? And
on this one,
how do you attach the tweed material to the leather?
oh, okay, good question. I actually have a line of adhesives. You would use a double-sided adhesive, and you would put that on the back of the leather first, and then you put the material onto, you know, peel away the release paper, you put on your fabric, and then you die cut it all at one time. And then everything, it doesn't fray. I mean, you know, this is a couple years old, and there's no fraying. If it does fray a little bit, you can put some fray check around the edges to seal it, or just snip them off, and you know, it adds to the.
Get it?
Yeah. Any other questions about any of this stuff? Because I'm just kind of whipping through here. But
can you show? Let's see. Hold on one second. There was something. We do want to touch base just briefly on leather being a byproduct.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't aware of where leather comes from. Some
Right.
people shy away from it, but leather is we get our leather from the byproduct of the foods that we eat, and it's basically being recycled
Right.
into these beautiful projects that she's working on instead
Yeah.
of going to landfill.
I love
So
that. You know, that I mean, I love to recycle and reuse because it just makes sense to me. Why throw things out? I go by the, you know, we have a big recycle or a trash day in our town, and I look at all the stuff that people are throwing out, and it's like, I would take that, you know, and I have actually taken old furniture or whatever because, and why would you not want to reuse it? You know, and it's part of the animal that is what you're going to throw it out because we want to have a steak. What else would you do with the, you know, the hide? So,
right.
you
And
know,
it goes back to caveman days.
right. That's been around forever. Leather shoes. I mean, you know, yeah, sandals and anyway, these are just a couple more. These are like the ones that I made for my daughters and said, do not throw these away. These are made out of leather. But these were fun. And they go together the same way as our pouch. They're even easier. These are just 2 cards that I die cut. I punched the holes around. Well, I made a template. I punched the holes around and stitched them just in one shot and cut a little notch here. So it's easier to pull the card out. I don't know what I have in here.
Someone asking if you cut the leather and the lining together, do you then emboss?
No, you would do the, well, wait a minute. Let me think how I did that. No, I embossed it. Yes. After I cut everything, I ran it through the machine with the folder. Yeah, it was thick. But see, this leather is not, this is probably a 2 or 3. And when I ounce, and when I added the material, that brought it up to a 3 or 4. So that's really within the boundaries. You know, I couldn't do it. Sometimes if you cut it, if you emboss it first and then you cut it, you kind of lose some of the embossing because it's pressed down. So that's why I like to do embossing last. So what else can we talk about?
Eileen, do you have anything handy that you can show that you did with the natural veg tan emboss, or is
Actually,
that something you can't show
yeah,
yet?
this was natural veg tan and I dyed it.
Okay, because Michael's does offer dyes and markers for leather.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so that's another option if you go with a natural piece of leather.
Yeah, now here's another thing. You've got a travel journal kit. So this, the big one that I did is the same and it's already cut. So if you don't have a die cut machine, you know, here it is. It's all ready to go. Look at that. But you could emboss it. You could add your color. You could add your charms, you know. So this is just another way to get the same result, which is cool, you know, and fast.
Could you give a class on that journal? It's beautiful.
Oh.
Eileen is full of incredible ideas. Can Michaels bring her back to share more of her creativity with us?
Well, I would love to come. That would be nice.
How do you fold the leather on your tray? Do you score?
On my
Go back the leather tray that you made with the sides.
Oh, yeah. That one was one piece of leather. Okay, it was a square. And then we made these little marks inside. We scored it. You know, this was all by hand. We scored it with a tool that cuts a V, and this is opened out. And then we cut out the little square piece, you know, and so we brought the sides up, and then, let me get this stuff out of here. And just punched the holes on the side and stitched them together. And it stays. And then we dyed it. We dyed it first, and then we stitched it together. Isn't that beautiful? Nice. And this is veg tan. So veg tan leather is, you know, and Marty, you could talk to this more than I can, but I just know from buying leather, there's some that is the veg tan is basically, you know, just this color. And this is kind of, it hasn't been processed or treated or anything. It's just kind of, you can go anywhere.
Natural.
Right. Yeah. And then some other leather that you get has like a finish on it, or it's been dyed, and it may or may not hold the embossing as well as the Veg Tan. But then this one, like I bought it and it was pink and it was totally embossable. So you have to try, but just try it with a scrap. And
Yeah.
also I would recommend if you want to shape this right now. So this is when you roll it through the folder, it stiffens it a little bit. I think it compresses it, and the pressure of it it might want to bow here. So you just kind of have to train it to stay flat. Sorry, just said that while I was thinking about it.
So when you have Veg Tan Leather, like if you make I'm going to use a knife pouch as an example. If you get it wet,
Yeah.
you can form it wet, and then when it
Oh.
dries, it's like you would put the knife in the knife pouch and form it around your knife,
Right.
and that's how it stretches and makes it the form that it needs to be. So there's people that use some thinner Veg Tan leather to do sculptures with. So it's very versatile.
Oh, see, I never thought of that. I'm always trying to make things stay straight and flat. And, I guess just my paper background, you want everything to line up, but actually stretching and that's what you're doing when you're embossing it, because you're stretching it to go into this little hollow here. This I pulled apart to do an experiment, but you're pressing the leather into these grooves, and you are actually stretching it when you do that.
Yes.
So
We have about 3 minutes left. I don't know if anybody has any questions that they want to throw in at the end. There's a couple people that have said that it's bringing back long ago memories. So if someone has worked with leather in the past, I've noticed that it is a new trend to the maker to not go so much with kits that are already made, but to go buy bigger pieces of leather and use your tools that you're using as a crafter to come up with your own ideas.
I love that idea. Yeah, why be limited? Kits are great because sometimes you just want to sit down and do something and not have to think about it. But other times it's like, I have all this stuff. I want to use my own creativity and make it be more me. And that's kind of how I go most of the time, because I don't like to follow instructions. It's like, I'm going to change that a little bit. These were scraps. I just wanted to say, I love these. This would be such a fun keychain. And they're just tiny little scraps of leather embossed with that same pattern. So you have one folder and you can make tons of these. You just can't stop. It's addicting. I'm telling you.
Especially when you get that turquoise that you love, right?
I know. It's beautiful.
This has been really fun. I hope everyone enjoyed. It looks like from the comments, this was enjoyable. We will do it again. Keep an eye out for us. We want to share as much as we can about leather crafting and just helping people get more involved with leather and understanding how you can work with leather.
Yeah, it just feels good. And why not use the tools that you have and combine your other crafting supplies? It's just an extension.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
is that my face?
Everyone's saying thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, everybody. I wish I could have seen, but I'll go through the chat later and look through. Is the chat going to be available? I don't know, but we'll see.
Probably because there were questions answered, so I think it's part of the video.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, I'll go in and check it out and see if there's anything else anyone wants to know. Okay. So
Sounds great.
Thanks, Marty. Thanks, Michaels. It was terrifying at first, but now not so bad. Great meeting you guys, and I hope I encouraged you to try something new with leather. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Eileen. You did great.
Okay.
This was good.
Thanks.